Bismillah. So we have a patient who's got cancer and he's experiencing weight loss, specifically muscle wasting. So the question is, why patients with cancer have muscle wasting? This is because the cancer cells produce mediators, and there are different types of mediators. Okay, so the first one is, basically in simple words, if you want to study for the exam, the first one is TNF, which is very important one, which is the major one, and the second one is interleukin 1 beta and interleukin 6. Okay, let's talk about a little bit about the tumor necrosis factor alpha. It's produced in the body physiologically and pathologically. Normally, when you have any infection in the body, the macrophages produces tumor necrosis factor alpha, and the TNF will go to the hypothalamus. And in the hypothalamus there are few centers. The ones that the TNF will target is, number one is thermoregulatory center, and the second one is appetite regulatory center. So for the thermo, it will increase it, however the appetite, it will decrease it. As a result, the patient will have fever or high temperature, and the patient will have appetite suppression or loss of appetite. So that's number one that the TNF will target, which is the hypothalamus. The TNF will also go to the liver, which is number two, and in the liver it will stimulate the liver to produce what's called acute phase reactant. Now the acute phase reactant is like a warning sign in your body. So if your body is having any inflammation or any sort of infection or anything going wrong inside your body, so this will make you aware that there is something wrong inside your body, so that you can go to the doctor to see what's going on. So here are some examples of the acute phase reactant that is produced by the liver. For example, C-reactive protein and ESR, which will make the red blood cells clump together, and the third one is fibrinogen, which will form blood clot. So the TNF is produced physiologically by the macrophages and produced pathologically by the cancer cells. One last thing about the TNF, it has another name. It's also called cachectin. The reason it's called cachectin is because patient who's having cancer, they have what is called cachexia. So this is a patient with cancer. As you can see, there is a load of muscle wasting or muscle loss. So basically cachexia is a group of symptoms. So basically the patient will have anorexia, which is loss of appetite, generalized wasting, especially muscles, loss of weight, and fatigue, which is loss of energy. So these are three symptoms what is called cachexia. And regarding the loss of weight, it has to be severe. So severe and unintentional. Okay, now let's talk about the interleukin 6 and interleukin 1. How do they cause muscle wasting? They increase basal metabolic rate. How do they do that? By activating the system called ubiquitin-proteasome system. In simple words, if you don't want to hear the details, if you do not want to hear the details, they degrade skeletal muscle proteins. For example, actin and myosin. These are one of the muscle proteins that are broken down by this system. So as you can see, this is the system that is trying to break down the muscle or degrade the muscle. One might be thinking that this system is very bad because it degrades the muscle. Well, actually this system is very good because it protects us from infection. It's considered one of the major eukaryotic mechanisms for selective proteolysis, and the word selective is very important because it only targets certain protein. Okay, so let's say we have proteins in our body. They are all similar except for one. They're all healthy except for one. So we have this man, let's call him ubiquitin molecule, and there are many of them. So what they're going to do, they're going to hold the protein that is not healthy. So as you can see, these ubiquitin molecules will hold the unhealthy protein. This is exactly as if you are putting a tag on this diseased protein, and you're marking it for the body to know that this protein needs to be destroyed. And then what's going on next is the proteasome will come to destroy this protein. So they will all work together to destroy this protein. So these workers which are destroying the protein are called proteasomes. And to make sure that this protein is completely removed, to make it easier for the body to get rid of it, the proteasome, let's suppose that this is a protein. So the proteasome will make it smaller by breaking down the bonds, as you can see here. So instead of long strand of peptides, it's cut off into smaller strands, as you can see, and these are called oligopeptides, and these oligopeptides will be further down be broken down into one block, and this is what we call amino acid, because eventually protein is made of amino acid. And the name of the enzyme that cuts down these oligopeptides to make amino acid, it's called cytosolic peptidase, which chops the oligopeptide into amino acid. So going back to the main topic, why does cachexia happen in people who have cancer, and why do they have muscle loss? It's because interleukin 6, with the help with the TNF, tumor necrosis factor alpha, causes overactivation of the ubiquitin-proteasome pathway, and the overactivation will start attacking the muscle proteins, which lead to muscle wasting. I hope that was helpful, and please remember to pray for Gaza. They are under attack by the Israeli soldiers. And many thanks for watching.